Hey, it's Jeremy here, and in this video I'm going to show you the new features in Photoshop 2022. Alrighty, so I'm in Photoshop. I've got this image of 2 avocados. Now, we're going to use the selection tool. The cool thing now is that they actually have hover selection. So I'm going to select my layer. I'm going to go to the selection tool at the top, and I'm going to click select and mask. Once we're in that, what we can do is go to the left-hand side, and you can see you've got all these options. What you want to do is click on this 4th option. You can see it's a square with a dotted square around it. What this allows us to do is actually circle around an object like this, and then I can off click it, and you can see it will select it. I can also put my mouse over the objects on the canvas, and you can see it's automatically determining and selecting those avocados. Another cool trick as well is that you can see the object find at the top left corner that it's just ticked it off. Now if I put my mouse over it, you can see nothing is happening. If I turn it on, put my mouse over it, you can see it's going to automatically try and locate the objects in the actual file. You can also select at the top left. You can see this little button here with this square. I can select that, and it's going to show you the highlighted objects on the actual page as well. So that's really interesting. The mode as well, you can change to rectangle. So I can get a rectangle, select that, and you can see it located the objects once again. It's really simple, really easy to use. And I think it's just a neat little feature to make selections a lot more faster, especially if you're working with a lot of objects on your scene or on your file. I'm going to click cancel, and now I'm going to move on to commenting. So obviously now you can share your links and share your work into the cloud, share it with friends and all that stuff. But now you can actually comment really easily. So you can see you can go to window. To open it up, you want to click on comments. Now you'll see I've got the window on the side here. I'll just open it up for you. So what I can actually do is if I can have a team member, I can do @ and I can say Jeremy, and you can see I've only got me at the moment, but if I invite a friend, I can connect them to that. You can see @Jeremy, make the avocados blue. Click submit, and now you can see that I'm the owner. Obviously the comment is there, and now when I share the link with someone, they can check it out. I can also click the 3 dots and click resolve. I can click delete or even edit the comment as well. Maybe I want to add some exclamations there. Super useful. Click save, and it should save that. So if I want to go ahead and share this file, I can go to the top corner and click the little person with the plus button. I can invite people, so I can type in their email address, Mura Design Co or whatever, and you can see the emails there. I can invite them, say, hey, design this new file, click invite, and that's going to send an email out to that friend of the team member. Another cool thing is that you can actually click copy link as well. So now it's going to paste the link. So for example, if I go paste it online, we'll see what happens to it. So if I paste it, they should get access to that file because it's uploaded to the Creative Cloud, and it stores the file there. So now I'm in the Creative Cloud. They can see the image, they can see the comment on the right hand side, which is really cool. Nice UI, very simple. I can zoom in and out. I can write a comment or reply to his comment, say, yeah, sure, we'll do it. And then I can submit that and then resolve it when I'm done. So I can click open as well, and it's going to open Photoshop on that machine that the person's on. So I think it's really good, especially if you're working in teams. Just makes it easier to go back and forth. So next, we're going to talk about neural filters. It's been around for a little while, but they've actually done a bit of updates and introduced a few more filters. So I'm going to select my layer. I'm going to go to filter and click neural filters. Now, I typically don't use these filters that much because I'm an Illustrator user most of the time, but we've got a whole bunch of features here, all these ones, and then we've got some beta ones, and these are the 3 new ones. We've got color transfer, landscape mixer, and harmonization. Now I'm just going to show you the landscape mixer and the color transfer for now. But with landscape mixer, you basically can mix 2 types of images together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find an image that I like. So for example, maybe this mountain image. I'm going to click that. Then you get all these options here, but you want to see that it says processing on device. So you're going to wait a little bit, and you can see it added sort of this grass to it. Now I'm going to bring the strength down, and what it does, it basically melds the 2 images together. So it takes some attributes from it and melds it together. So you can see we're getting sort of this abstract artwork from the leaves. Now what I can actually do is I can bring one of these sliders up. So maybe I want summer. It's going to change the color and the gradation, as you can see there. Maybe I want a bit of a winter feel, more blue. I can bring that up as well. And you can see we've got this really weird image that just looks interesting. Before it was like leaves, now it looks like a texture we created. And I think that's really cool. So I can press OK, but before I do that, you want to make the output and change that to a new layer. You can also just make it as a smart filter or a new document. I'm going to tick smart filter and press OK. And it should save that, and it should be now attached to the layer. So you can see now on the layers panel, I got the smart filter. I can turn that off. And now I got the original there. So you can either do a new layer or smart filter, but I think it's really cool doing this. And turn that back on. There we go. Cool. Now let's try a different effect. Let's go back to neural filters. Neural. And we want to go to color transfer. Now I'm going to turn that on. And they've got some presets, but with the neural filters, you can always add a custom image. So I can select an image from a project as a reference, or I can just use the presets. So maybe I want to change the color and make it more green. I can select that, and it's going to change the color. Now I've got these parameters here that I can change. You've got luminance, you've got color strength, you've got saturation, and we've actually got hue as well. So I can play around with all these, bring the brightness up, and you can see we get a totally different image. If I want to change the color up, all I got to do is select a different image, maybe these blue feathers here, and it's going to change it up. It will keep your parameters you did set, so I can just bring these down. Just click it at the 0 mark to bring it down. If I want to go to the purple one, I can click that and even go to the yellow one. And you've got so much freedom to play around and mess around with that. But I think it's a really cool feature. I'm going to press OK. I want to make it to a new layer and press OK then. So now we've got a separate layer with the new filter added of the new color on our autumn leaves. And I can turn that off and on the layers panel. And just keep in mind that using filters does require a bit of processing power, so your computer might lag. Hopefully it doesn't, but yeah. Now, another cool feature is the gradient tool. It's been around for a long time, but they've actually added a few tweaks to it. So I've got my gradient fill on the right-hand side. I'm going to double click on the gradient. Now, I want you to notice this option down the bottom called method. Now, they've sort of updated to 3 methods: perceptual, classic, and linear. So the classic version is basically the original way gradients used to work. And I don't know if you can notice, but we'll see if we can notice any changes. If we click on perceptual, it's basically trying to mimic real life and how lighting works. So I don't know if you've noticed, but you can see it's a bit more smoother, a bit more cleaner. And then obviously we've got the linear one as well. So overall, you can test out these different modes and see what works better. You know, we might try a different gradient and we'll see if you can notice any difference. It's very subtle changes, to be honest, but it's just a new feature. I think it's kind of interesting. Now back to the Avo. One last thing I'm going to show you is the export feature. They've actually updated it. So when you go to File, Export, Export As, they've sort of redesigned this section a bit. You've basically got the image size and the canvas size on the right hand side next to each other. So you can see I've got the canvas size here. It's at 9,000 by 6,700. Now, what if I wanted to adjust this? I can maybe, let's go to 10,000 by 10,000. Let's see if that works. It should update the preview here. Obviously, it's going to be a big image, but we can also reset back to the original canvas size if we click reset. Okay, great. So you can see that the canvas adjusted and the image size adjusted. What if I wanted to make the image 920 by 1080? You can see that it should make it smaller now. But what it's doing is it's keeping the canvas size the same. So you're going to have all this white space around the canvas, which is probably not what you want. I can click reset here. If you click reset, it's going to match up the same size as the image size as well. So it's just interesting so that you can just have a check. You can play around with the resampling as well, but it just adds a bit of a nicer touch. You've got the normal formats. Looks like it's been redesigned, just more contrast, transparency, 8-bit, and then obviously you've got your size on the left here. So if I can change 2x, etc. I can add that, another one here, and call it 1x or whatever, and convert. And basically everything else is the same. And what I can do is we'll go JPEG quality. They've got a whole bunch from very poor to great now, which they probably should have just kept it simple, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll put on excellent, and then I'll go ahead and export this and drop it in my downloads folder. And that's basically it. A few subtle changes. Oh, we've got our 2 images there, looking very clean, looking very nice. So those are the new updates that I wanted to share with you on Photoshop 2022. Adobe Max is actually happening this week, so that's why I wanted to share the new features, new updates. I'm going to be doing one on Illustrator as well, so you can check that on my channel. Remember to smash the like button and hit subscribe for more graphic design content every week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.